What's the average speed? 17.
17.4.
Just warm up.
Yeah. So
We need to do 7 more.
Right. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Crit Racing. Again, so this is the third time that I've actually been on this course, and it was a really windy day. So you will probably see me getting dropped quite a bit, especially in the wind. So you can see that we've literally just come round on the first lap, and already they've got a break or a gap between me and them. This is the Hares, by the way, and we're being chased by the Hounds, as you will probably see once we get round this corner. But the wind on this course is coming from the right-hand side, so on the finishing straight, we've got a block headwind. So this is where the headwind starts kicking in, and you can see the main group is now chasing us. So and Dean is actually starring in this again on the left there with his Evo. He is a definitely one rider to watch, and I've definitely been trying to stick on his wheel as much as possible because he's a good wheel to follow, as you will see shortly. So the beauty of this corner just coming up is the fact that we are going to get a roaring tailwind as soon as we come round this corner. So I'm not really trying too hard to keep up with the guy in front because I know I'm just going to be pushed forward, which is quite nice, so I can rest a little bit. So you can see Dean on the right hand side with his lovely grey Gabba, number 3. You can see that I'm going to try and get onto his wheel in a minute because, like I said before, he is definitely one to sit behind if you can. You can see that his position is actually not great, but I know that as soon as he gets round this corner, he's going to be into a headwind, so try and sit behind him as much as possible, as you can see, trying to move up. But he takes this next corner quite nicely, and I clearly don't. He pedals all the way through it, and I just kind of like back off a little bit. So you can also tell from my position that the wind's coming from the right, so I've tried to kind of get a little bit of shelter from Dean, and you can see that there are that gap that he opened up straight away. He wasn't even trying, and already he's gapped me. So in this next shot you can see that Dean's on the right hand side there, and I'm trying my best to stay behind him, but I'm clearly not doing a very good job. And you'll see that in a moment that I start to push forward, and then Dean takes my wheel. And as we go across the finishing line just here, we get the whistle for the pream. So that means that whoever crosses the line after that whistle first will essentially get, I believe it's £10.50, which is essentially the cost of doing the actual race. So he'll get his money back, he'll have a free race. So you can see that he's now sitting on my wheel, which I didn't really expect, and you can see that he puts in a massive attack now. You can see on the left hand side he's got all the shelter from the riders on the right hand side because the wind's coming from the right, but as we get round this corner you'll see the jump that he made to get this pream. And you can see him on the left hand side as we come round the corner. Look, there he is already. He's actually going to be winning that pream, and quite frankly I'm not sure if I saw him ever again in the race, so I'm not sure what happened there. I did look for him in the main group. You can see that massive gap that he's now got on the Hares. So now it's just a case of chasing him as much as possible. So you'll see in this clip that we have the main group coming through now, and Ed's just saying hello there. And again they come through, so as they're coming through, they come through on both sides, and poor James Clark there from the Rovers gets squeezed. So they're basically coming from both sides, the left and the right, and then the road narrows, or the track narrows, which meant that James was squeezed. What I'll do is I'll end up coming back to that clip in a second, and you'll see, I think I'll do it in slow-mo, but you'll see that they squeeze him. And I'm not sure how he stayed upright, but he's like a little snake, slipped in through there, kept upright. So you can see here, we slowed it down. So you basically get a guy coming from the right hand side here. I think he ends up actually coming off the course and then going back on it again, which then causes the whole squeeze down. But you can see that James there just keeps it up. Fair play to him. He's only young as well, so. But hey, now the main group have gone past and they've already got half a lap on us. But so it just shows you, doesn't it, that keeping out of the wind is the aim of the game, and just making sure you can actually corner properly, which seems to be a problem that I have. I'm not that great at corners, but anyway, I'm sure I'll get a little bit better. So as you come around this corner, I'm going to try and slot in between the rider to the left there, and then try and get a bit of shelter from this guy in front, which actually is a good tactic, and it works quite well until, you know what I'm going to say, until we actually turn into the headwind. And you'll see that this guy in front just literally just pulls away from me, and there is just nothing that I can do. Mainly because I'm just not strong enough, and the guy in front was just like, he doesn't seem to be pushing too hard, but nobody else wants to chase him, obviously into a headwind. But I thought, you know what, just let him go. As it is, once we get onto the back straight, that we get shoved. Left hand side, asking me if it was the breakaway. Clearly not. But anyway, good to have a laugh on it. So I just want to highlight on this clip that we are now starting to move up in the group that we're with. So we're still with the Hares. We've had a few riders come round, but there's a really good move that this guy on a giant, I think number 26, I think, when he comes round this next corner. So I'm going to try and follow this guy's wheel, but I'm just leaving it a little bit of a gap, and just to take these two corners coming up. And you'll see him come from the right hand side here, but he makes a really good move, and I thought, oh, I'd like to be able to do that. Clearly can't do that yet, but yeah, I thought it was really smooth the way he did that. But of course it comes to no fruition, because he just sticks on the left there, which is good because he's been sheltered by the guy on the right hand side. But you'll see again as I come around this corner, I'm not in the best position. So fair play for him for doing that, because he's in a much better sheltered position than I am. So this is the second time that the Hounds are coming round and lapping us. So you can see, nice big bunch, and at the end of this we end up trying to hold on to their tail as much as we can, bearing in mind that it is really windy, and I think they were travelling at around 29, I would say. So pretty quick, but if you're not in the draft, then it's going to be really hard. And you can see that on this next clip. You can see already they've got a gap, but I know that it's going to slow down as we get to this bend, because it does concertinas a little bit, and then they just drag away. So you can see that this guy getting nice and close, but then when I take this corner, I clearly don't take it as well as I could have done, and then give it some, but there's just nothing I can do. My legs are already at that point where I'm like, nope, I can't hold on any longer, and then I just watch them go away. And you can see that there's nothing worse than watching that group just sailing away. So in this next clip you can see the fast group, and they just slide on by nice and close. Lovely corner in there, guys. And me doing a bit of off-road in there as my group come through, and then I'm just going to sit on them. They've been dropped from the main group, so I'm just going to sit on them again. And here we go, we've got the main group coming through, I believe, on the last stretch. So this is the third and final lap, I believe. But yeah, fair play to them. They were really motoring on a windy day, which was not easy. And that, as they say, is it. So that was my third crit, done and dusted. Thoroughly enjoyed it, as per usual, but clearly not going to get anywhere near the front at all. But hey, I'll keep persevering, I'll get better at tactics, and I'll get better at cornering as well. So anyway, hopefully that's been enjoyable. Take it easy, guys. Bye.